Okay, next tutorial. This time I'm meant to be dressed up as my take on the Sandman, otherwise known as Rocco Rontiers from the series Sleepy Hollow. So for those of you that did watch the Sleepy Hollow series, you might have noticed that I've made this character a little bit more theatrical than when it appears. That's kind of what I do. I hope that's okay. So if you'd like to learn how to recreate this mouthless creepy demon, stay tuned. So we're going to get this big ball of scary rolling by popping on a plain latex ball cap. You're also going to want to block out your eyebrows, so I'll pop 2 links on the screen right now. Those links will take you to 2 videos that I did in the past that will teach you guys how to do that. That way I don't have to do it in this video to make things go a little bit quicker and smoother. So I'm just going to quickly go and bald up. Before I do though, I will mention, make sure to go around your ears with the ball cap other than going over your ears, because this character does have ears. He's very much a human. Demon. Hybrid. That. So I'm just going to quickly go do that. And there we are. So as you can see, I went around my ears. I also went around the edge of my ball cap with about 3 layers of more liquid latex just to blend in that seam. So then I can take some more liquid latex and a sponge, and I'm going to start applying that onto my forehead and over my eyebrows. This step isn't absolutely vital, but I like having that really nice strong brow whenever I do this type of demon. Anything to basically change my own face shape. So it's important to note here, it's absolutely safe to pop latex on top of your eyebrows as long as they're covered first. So what I've done is, as per the video before, is I popped on some spirit gum, then a layer of wax, then another layer of spirit gum, so they're completely sealed in. So I'm going to take the latex on a sponge, apply that over my forehead area for about 3 coats. Then I can start building this up a bit thicker. So to do that, I'm going to take some tissue paper, which I've already separated, so I've got the thinner strips. And the method behind this is to work in relatively thin strips, so nothing too much bigger than this at a time. You take some more latex on a sponge, apply that on the area that you want to apply the tissue to build up, and that in my case is going to be mainly this whole area here, because I'm going to do, as I like to call, an angry brow, but it's not going to be as prominent as I'd usually make it. So there's going to be a definite furrowing of the brow, but it's going to be maybe about 4 layers as opposed to the usual 8 or 9 that I like to do sometimes. So you take the latex on a sponge, apply that in the small area you want to start with, then you take the tissue, pop that down, make sure it's completely saturated, and apply more latex over the top of that. So as I said, I'm going to do this for about 4 times, going around this whole area here, making sure maybe the middle area is 4, maybe then 2 layers and maybe 1 layer on the outside, just so it gets thin and tapers off into the ball cap and the rest of the skin. Okie dokie, so once you've built all that up, it should start looking something like this. So not exactly angry, but more stern. So as you can see, the edges blend straight off into my ball cap and straight off into my skin, because as I mentioned before, there's only 1 layer of tissue on the outside. So then I'm going to have to switch to a voiceover, because the next step is going to involve covering my mouth, which you can kind of avoid, I suppose. There's a million ways of doing this, but I mean, obviously the way I'm going to do it is the same way I've done my brow with latex, but you could always just colour your lips in the same colour as the foundation. It won't be as effective, but it's completely up to you guys. You don't have to cover your mouth if you don't want to. As long as your nostrils are completely clear so you can obviously breathe, it's absolutely fine. So the way I'm going to do this is exactly the same way as I did my brow piece. I'm going to take the sponge and some latex and go over my mouth for about 3 coats, and then we can work on that from there. So with the latex, don't worry too much about making it even at this point. It's more about building up a base coat. And once that base coat is dry, you can take some regular masking tape working in relatively small strips and apply that going horizontally across your mouth about 2 to 3 times. Doing that just helps smooth out the entire area. So once you've done that, you can take some more liquid latex on a sponge and apply that over the masking tape. Then, once you've applied 1 to 2 more layers of liquid latex, you can take the tissue again, apply that over the latex and masking tape, then saturate that. This entire process is just to smooth out the area, just so there's no lumps and bumps, just to make it as neat and as uniform as possible. So that when I apply the makeup later, the texture is going to be uniform. I applied the makeup going across my face and up to my ball cap as well. Then, for the foundation, I used a Snazaroo Clown White, and I applied that all over my face, my neck, my ears, and my ball cap. So there we are. As you can see though, I have left my eyes clear of any colour because I'm going to be colouring those in later. So now I can take a M.A.C black watercolour, and using a super stiff angle brush, I can draw a line going down the middle of my face and my forehead. It's not going to go over my nose though. Then, taking a Makeup Forever Flash palette, which you absolutely don't need. I'm only going to be using 1 colour from this particular palette, and that's the black cream. And I'm going to use that to go down either side of the lines that I've drawn and blend those colours away, leaving a very small gap in between. I can then take the same black cream by Makeup Forever, And with that I can draw some really harsh cheekbones and temple lines. So there you go, so now you can see the shape that I've gone for. I'm going to take that cream and blend it away from my face. When blending the colour away, make sure it completely fades off into the white, but make sure that the points that are closer to the centre of your face are the darkest. Then it's just a case of copying that on the other side. Then I'm going to do a technique that I like to do whenever I have a heavy latex base, and that's take some regular black hairspray, and I'm going to go lightly over my face once or twice at arm's distance in a well ventilated area, preferably outside. And I'm only going to hold the nozzle down lightly because I just want a light spackling effect to make this look a little bit more rustic. Then once you've done all that and everything's dry, you can take the same black cream by Makeup Forever and I can draw some nasolabial folds. So nothing too pronounced, it's just going to go around my nostrils and then down, and then I can blend that colour away from my face. And again with the black cream, I can go around my eyes, colouring in my eyelids and underneath my eyes in a fairly sinister way, kind of like a skull shape. So you're pretty much just following the socket line of your own natural eyes, just kind of a bit exaggerated. I can then take a new fluffy brush and I can blend that colour ever so slightly out, just so there's no harsh edge. When I blended the colour out, I also made sure to go quite high up on the arch of my brow, just to emphasise that angry brow that I made with the latex. Then to get rid of any hint of skin tone, I took a M.A.C black Fluidline in black tracks, so a nice black, and I applied that in the waterline of my eye. Then, when you're happy with the blending, we can copy that on the other eye. Then onto my body. Now you don't have to do this obviously, you could always wear a detailed white morph suit. I'm however going to be actually painting my skin because I think the actual character in the series doesn't actually wear a t-shirt. So for that I'm going to use the same Snazaroo clown white that I used on my face. I'm going to apply that over the rest of my neck, my shoulders, my chest and my arms. I can then take the same black cream again, and I'm going to apply that quite roughly for now because we can blend that out afterwards. And with that I'm going to go down the hollows of my neck and over my collarbones and across my ribcage. Then, the only thing this character has in the way of a costume is some bands that go over the arm and the forearm. You could paint these on, but in order to make this a bit more three-dimensional and a bit more shiny, I'm going to be using some PVC tape, which is a fabulous tape that only really sticks to itself, so it's completely fine to apply and remove. It doesn't need any other kind of adhesive. So when you're done, it should look like this, so pretty simple, but super effective, I think. So the final step is to pop in some contacts, and I do believe I'm done. And there we go, that's my look, officially complete. So I finished the look off by popping in 2 black sclera lenses, which I got from scleraxl.com. I'll pop that link in the description bar below. But yeah, so that's my makeup tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. The whole makeup has a kind of Cenobite feel to it, which is pretty fabulous from Hellraiser. Suffice to say, I did have a lot of fun doing it, so I really hope you guys enjoyed it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do hope you liked it. If you did like it, please make sure to know what I'm going to say. Rate, comment, subscribe and all that jazz. And yeah, so until next time, bye guys!